Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices calm, hearts that care. Two good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. Well, take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time.
Ada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to North America, Asia, Africa. Good morning to Europe. Good morning to each and every one of you, wherever you are. And a special good morning to all our Take 5 fans. It is Tuesday, the 17th of February, and it is flying real fast. I am CJ, and my co-host here, Jester, but he's not here as yet. He's going to be running a bit late, so I am going to be by my lonesome for a little bit until he comes in. But let me call and say, Kenra, good morning. Whenever you're ready, you can check in with us to say the prayer. But like I said, it is Tuesday, the 17th. We have a wonderful program for you this morning. Some of you may not read what it is, but it is, whenever we come up with topics here, it really do have a mental take on it. So this topic this morning is about how to stop being lazy. And we may look at it as just, what are you talking about? But we'll figure it out as we go along. Good morning to you, Kenran. How are you?
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad on you.
I am good, thank you. I'm alive and breathing.
And where is Jester? How is Jester?
This morning I can say he's going to be a bit late this morning. He had a little bit of stuff to do, and he's running late. So I'm going to be by myself for a little bit, but he's going to be here. I can tell you that this morning.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Please.
Go right ahead.
All right. This morning, Lord, please be on the spot. I bow, please, Lord, on all that here. Let you know the peace of God on any manner of peace abide. Let us pray now come down and let His blessing take His place. My God, God, I give you thanks for waking up all those who love to see the morning rising sun. I give you thanks, Lord, for those that cannot say thank you, Jesus. I give you thanks, Lord, for each and every one of your children. Whether we are your keeping the pastor, I know each and every one of us are different pastor. This morning I bring the country before you. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Father, all is in your hands. You are the maker of each and every one of your children. Father, we thank you. If I minister, I bring before you. In my ministers, it's our Lord. The opposition party, I bring before you. Remember all the ministers. It's our blessed Lord. But I'm asking you, Lord, to guide and protect. Father, the case is in your hand where you can create and you can destroy. You can make every crooked path straight to those who depend on you. It's our blessed Lord. This morning, Lord. What could I tell you about the youth of the land? Father, the youth of the land, I bring before you this our blessed Lord. Father God, reach out and touch each and every one heart. Father God, I'm asking you every day wheresoever they see them flatting, be in the midst of them and change your water into wine and make it what you want it to be. Lend them the hammer of love to break down the stony habits, our Lord. My God and my King, the school children, I bring before you. Each and every school is in your hand this morning, Lord. The teachers, the principal, the security, Lord. Father God, guide those children and protect them before blessed Lord. Oh God, the adult, I bring before you this morning, blessed Lord. Father, I'll walk us through the wall, I bring before you, Lord. Reach out and touch each and every one of them. Teach them more and better. Keep them on praying ground. Help them to pray like family. Father God, we country, we village, we parish, Where there is darkness, there is light, make it more bright. Oh God, pass by the every different home, the hospital. I bring before you those on the bed, those that cannot help themselves. Oh God, the nurses and the doctors, I bring before you. Reach out and touch each and every one of them. Father God, those that cannot say thank you, I say thank you. But I reach out and touch in our different homes this hour, Lord. This morning, Lord, I bring that radio station before you and I lift it up to you. Remember the stuff I bring before you in them this hour, Lord. You know each and every one of them. But I know them better than I do. Reach out and touch them. Learn them the hammer of love. Teach them to love and to unite and to understand. Keep them on praying ground this morning, Lord. I bring CJ before you this hour, Lord. But I can thanking you for health, for strength, for life, and for mercy. Father, she whom she left behind. Father God, keep it safe night and day. The thing of the body, I bring them before you. But I keep them like an apple of an eye this hour, blessed Lord. Remember Jester this morning, blessed Lord. Remember that son that I remember him in a mark and special way, keep him on spring ground and on watchful tongue. Pass by the home he left behind this hour, Lord. Each and every one of them in that home, guide them and protect them, bless them. He might be small as a mustard seed, but shed the blessing unto each and every heart. Remember his neighbors this hour, Lord. Each and every one of them this hour, Lord, my God and my King. You know what I want to tell you, Lord. You know what I want to say. Father God, some are sick and some are sad. Father, some are lost the love they have. Oh God, remember the prison again this hour, Lord. Father God, is okay coming to everyone this hour, Lord. I especially the youth I bring before you this hour, Lord. Father, those who have lost their loved ones, I bring them before you, Lord. This hour, blessed Lord. Only peace, Jesus. But I want to peace in the country and in the village and in the parish this our Lord. But one mother grown is all mother grown, Lord. When one mother lost a child is all mother pain this our Lord. Oh God and our Father, look down on your country, Lord. Father, what you need are coming to be this our blessed Lord. Have mercy, Jesus. Mercy, yeah. And mercy is our total plead. As you tell the disciples to say, our Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For there is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you so very much to you, Kenro. Hope all is well with you. Everything okay with you, though?
Oh, yes, I can complain. It don't make sense. It's
No,
the
no,
old
not
thing. So,
listening. Not listening if you complain.
no, no, you put until the end of the
Yes, yes, that's quite true. Yes. How's Daddy doing?
day. You okay for the Chinese and see after your animal?
Okay, so give you my regards,
Okay.
please.
Yes, yes.
Alrighty. So you take care of
All right.
yourself. Talk to you soon.
When the boy come tell him I say good morning.
Yeah, if I feel like, yeah, I will do. Thank you. Okay, bye bye.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is, that was Ken was saying our prayer for us this morning. It is now 8 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock, and just start saying good morning. First of all, we have online here this morning, first thing on the thing, it is Olavachi Bonjourno. Hope all is well with you. And let me say good morning to Faithlin Holly Douglas, Bernadette Abraham, Coffee in the Morning, Daphne Date and family out there in Toronto. Hope the weather is starting to be a bit warmer for you guys. The Glenn family out there in Boston. Hill Street people, Caris, special good morning to you. NP, good morning. Lorna Bain out there in Toronto. Mary, Chance the Gamer 97, good morning to you also, Toronto. Nicholas Snag, good morning to Bandy Chester David. Pat Pear and family, good morning to you. Good morning to William Pear there in Canada. I'm not sure which part of Canada you're in, whether it's Toronto or not, but you can let me know. Good morning to Buddy out there in the lane. SPW, good morning. Kathleen Ledlow, good morning to you. Hope to hear your voice today. Royal Charles Alexander, good morning. Antonia Francois, Gloria Francois, Antonia Dubois, good morning to you. Aito, good morning. Ted, Bushes, Justin Tutman, and Jenny, and also Blue Tutman, good morning to you guys. Wendy out there in Toronto, good morning. Good morning to all the people at the university under the cashew tree. Carol Belfon, good morning. Sherry Belfon, Nikki Sylvester, Bernard Leslie, and good morning to all the warriors, the elite warriors that exercise out there in the playing field at Plain. Sylvie, good morning to you. Hope all is well. So far, this is all the people that we say good morning to. And if you want to say good morning to us, you can go online on YouTube and say Take 5 with CJ and Jester, and you can join us and make your comment to say your good morning. Also, we are saying when we have our program, we want you to like, share, and subscribe. And if you spread it along, other people are going to know that we are on and what we are doing. Good morning to you, Kathleen. Thank you for checking in. And I think, let me see who I have to say good morning. Hilarion Gauntlet. I'm not sure if you're going to be checking in this morning, but welcome to Spice Country. Good to have you around. Yes. So as I said, Jester is going to be a bit on the tardy side this morning. And I think the topic that we're talking about, I don't care if anybody tells him when he comes in, but it's going to be on lazy, how to stop being lazy, and the tips that actually work to help you combat the laziness. And we may just think that, being lazy is just you get up and you're not doing anything. But to be quite honest, it has a mental side to it. It affects your mental health, and sometimes what you're going through is going to cause you to just be lazy, like you cannot move, you cannot think, you cannot do anything else. So that's why we're going to be talking about that this morning, and what you can do to get yourself into shape and continue to do the things that you plan to do. I'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices calm, hearts that care. 2 good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find.
Grenada, get ready as Idol City Sports presents its 6th annual Football on the Lights competition. Roselle Plainfield in St. Patrick kicks off from Sunday, February 15 and ends on Saturday, 2nd May. Get ready for intense football competition. All teams will be able to register 20 players. Players must be in uniform and numbered. Registration fee, senior $400, under 17 enters free. Cash prizes up for grabs. First place winner in the senior category will walk away with $4,000. And the first place winner in the under 17 category walks away with $1,800. Second place, $3,000. And under 17, $1,500. Plus individual prizes. Who will dethrone the defending champion? Frenchtown Football under the Lights. For more information, contact Redhead at 538-7509 or Philip at 406-9580. No unauthorized vending allowed. Single game will be played on Wednesdays from 6:30 p.m. and doubleheader games on the weekend.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfon and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1845.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back. Well, yes, but I am back for the moment. And as I said, Jester is going to be running a bit late. He should be here shortly. So, Lorna Bain, good morning to you. Hope all is well with you. And tell me, what is the weather like out there in Tio? I'm listening. I want to know. Because for the past couple of weeks, it has been really, really, really bad. Faithlin Holly Douglas, good morning to you, honey. Hope all is well with you. And I hope that you're taking care of my good friend. And I know you do. I'm just trying to reiterate that you are doing just that. I heard that he's limping. What did he do? I didn't see him as yet. And hopefully I'll see him sometime later this week. It is a sporting season like crazy. Good morning to Mr. Pear. Hope all is well with you. Thank you so very much. It is sporting season. Every day there is sports all over the place. I think there is brand sport today at the Fort Worth Recreation Ground. My co-host here, which is not here as yet, he's going to be calling out sports. I think this has been his forte in his life. And I must say, let me say a thank you to him because, a lot of people see him doing this and they say that, oh, no, he must be making money. But he is doing it for the community, for the committee. He's doing it for all of Grenada and all of the children that are taking place, part in the sports and the sports meet. He's doing it for free. That's his contribution towards the country. Announcing for sports and so, although he says that he has a hard time pronouncing the names of some of the children that the parents are giving to their children. So, parents, let me tell you all these days, when you're naming your children, please make it simple. So that when they go to places like the recreation ground where they're running and getting a gold medal, the names are going to be pronounced properly. Because when you give them names that the announcers and so have a hard time pronouncing, even the teachers have a hard time pronouncing, it is not pretty. So try to give them names simple like mine. That's Claire, Jester, Francis, Reginald, Augustus, all these names that people are familiar with. But when you go, yes, I know you want to give them a name that comes from the roots of Africa, but still we have to be very, very careful how we name our children because it can be as a form of bullying. When they start to call your children names that you give them, you cannot be mad because children are evil. Children are wicked and children are going to be children. And when you give them names like Mercedes, when they see them go vroom vroom, it's like a car, and all these kinds of names and Toshiba and Shaniqua and all these kinds of names. You got to be careful how you're naming your children, because at the end of the day, they are going to be bullied for the names because children, as I said, are evil. Good morning to you, Alan Tate. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for checking in. Oh, he pulled a muscle. What was he doing? Running? Or what? Well, Doodle, when you come here, I know you're excited, but just take it here a little bit easy, okay? Don't go running all over the place as though you think, well, you're 20 again. No, not. Just take it easy. So I think there was football in Plains that started last week. I do not know much about it because I really actually don't go. Just is going to give you an update on that when it comes. But I said, like, today is sports. We have the brand sports. I think we have all the primary schools in St. Patrick taking part. So if you're a sports enthusiast and you have your children running, Fall is the place for you to be today. I think it starts maybe about 1 if they start on time, because we have an issue here with everything starting on time. I cannot say that enough. We have to learn to be different when it comes to going places on time, starting things on time. When you give somebody a time to come to their home because they're sitting there waiting for you, show up on time, because time can move or build or break a country or any business at all that you have. If you're always going somewhere late, somewhere along the line, I'll say next, because I do not have the time to sit and wait for someone that and they do not show up. If you want to see me get really, really pissed, it's for somebody to tell me, oh, I'm going to be at your place between the hour of 9 and 10. 10 gone, 11, 12, 1, they never show up. And yes, I'm the one that needs your service, but at the same time, I am not begging you to, and you have to do it for free. I'm paying you. So when somebody asks you to do something for them which you're being paid for, and you cannot make it, the most courteous thing for you to do is to pick up your phone and call and say, hey, I know I'm supposed to be at your place at 9 or 10, and I can't make it today. Just let me know so that I can get up and do other things. Don't leave me waiting, and don't leave everybody else waiting. And I think many more people are starting to look into these things about the time that we do not adhere to when you say that. So I know a gentleman is doing a building right now, and the time that they gave him to finish the project, it was supposed to be the end of January. We're almost at the end of February, and this is still going on. Am I the only one that has a thing about time? Maybe I'm OCD when it comes to time, but am I the only one that feels that way when somebody says to you that I'm going to be there on that time and this time and they never show up? Maybe traveling has done that to me, because I had to be at work. I had to start work at 8 o'clock, so I couldn't reach 8 o'clock and start work at 8 o'clock. I had to be there earlier than 8, at least 15 or 20 minutes before I start whatever job it is that you're doing. And if that is what made me the way I am not going to apologize for that, because it is saving my life right now, time. So the number for you to call today is 1473-404-1189, and you can tune into Take 5 with CJ and Jester on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, you can go there, check the link, and you will find us. So today, we're going to be talking about how to stop being lazy and tips that actually work. Now, as I said before, you might think that, Claire lazy, or Lorna lazy, or Faithlin lazy. We might look at it that way, but there's a deeper thing to a lot of us being lazy the way that we are. And we're going to talk about it today. So I want you to call. I want you to send your comments on the live. And I want you to share and like also, because this is the only way that we are going to make it bigger than what we are right now. So the question asked, are you a lazy person? Do you struggle to get things done? Everyone's been there before. Sometimes it's just so difficult to find the motivation to get all of these things done. And that is quite true. Maybe you've overworked, dealing with a medical issue, or you're just burnt out. Mustering the energy when your tank is on empty. Mustering the energy when your tank is on empty can be near impossible. So if you're running on fumes, as they say, you're burnt out, There's hardly anything you can do because you're running on empty. You have no energy, and a lot of us know that if you're doing a job or you're working somewhere or whatever the case may be, and you're using a lot of your energy and you're taking a lot of hours go by into it. Sometimes you says, I am just running on empty. And it's not that you do not want to do the things that is around you, but you do not have the energy to do it. It says, but wait a minute. Did you catch what we just said there? Maybe you're overworked, dealing with a medical issue, or you just burnt out. Does any of those things sound like laziness? We're asking, does any of this sound like laziness? Because you're burnt out, you're running on empty, you had a medical issue. Can I say, or can any one of you just watch me and say, Claire lazy, or Arlene lazy, or Faithlin lazy? No, because here are the 3 points. You're overworked, we're dealing with a medical issue, and we are burnt out. So like you just don't want to do the things that you know you should be doing. That would be better. That will better your life. That will help you maintain the quality of your life. The word lazy is a shaming language that is starting to get challenged in mental health circles. So, you see, we just started it. Lazy says it gets challenged in the mental health circles because when you think about the first 3 points that I made, where you're overworked, you're dealing with a medical issue, or you're burnt out, no one cannot point a finger at you and say that Claire is lazy because I might be going through some mental health issues that I cannot get myself up and running or up and about to do the things that I'm supposed to do around my house or around the office, wherever you work, you just cannot get it going. So what we call laziness doesn't necessarily reflect the actual reasons behind why we aren't doing what we need to do. Is a person lazy because they're too exhausted to do additional work? That's the question they're asking. Is a person lazy because they struggle with depression and the body isn't producing the energy to do the work? Is a person lazy who shuts down because they are overwhelmed by the anxieties? Is a person lazy because they feel like they aren't being respected and just don't want to do the work? Lazy, by definition, is simply an unwillingness to work or use energy, but it's seldom used in such neutral way. Instead, we use it against ourselves as a way to shame ourselves into doing the work. Other people use it against us to try to shame us into motivation. Is that true or is that false? The question that they are asking. Is it an unwillingness to work that we're saying that we are lazy? Or is it a way to shame ourselves to saying that we are lazy? And how they define laziness is simply an unwillingness to work. So if you are not working, nothing is wrong with you, and you're not working, then obviously somebody is going to say, you see, Claire is really, really lazy. She doesn't do anything. I was looking at something a couple of days ago, and one young man says, the president of the United States is a lazy man. I'm like, what do you mean that the man is lazy? He's not doing anything to move the country forward. He does not think. So he comes up with all these kinds of things that he's doing to make people feel that he's working, but he's not working because he's lazy. So laziness, it says, it's an unwillingness to work. So if you're working, you cannot be considered as lazy. So if you have a job, you have a business, you have a sporting workout group, you have all of this going, and you're doing it every day. No one cannot consider you as being a lazy person. But if you have all of this to do and you just sit around and you're just thinking, I don't want to do that today, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, I still don't want to do it today. And you keep postponing it and you keep postponing it, you might be in the category of being a lazy person. So you can't be lazy. You shouldn't be lazy. You have things to do, responsibilities, and all of that. And a lot of that it just comes from the social construct of your work ethic. America is a land of opportunity, so they say. So if you are not succeeding, you must be lazy. and not working hard enough, which is an attitude that completely ignores the randomness of success. So, you see how they define it? As we say, America is the land of opportunity, as they call it, God's country. And if you are not succeeding in whatever you do, it is saying that you are lazy. But is that really true? Because sometimes a lot of us work really, really hard, but we cannot get the things that we are looking for because the opportunities is not there. It's not in front of us, as a matter of fact. And then when we try to take it, it is taken away from us. So would you consider that to be laziness, or you cannot get the real opportunity to get to do what you want to be successful? How do you define that? It says, are you not working hard enough? There are a lot of people that I know that works really, really, really hard, and they still cannot make it to be successful the way they want to. And you will hear the thought said, I've been working so hard. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I still cannot get a break. We cannot consider that person to be a lazy person. The person is working, they're doing whatever it is that they have to do, but they just cannot get a break. So we cannot sit here and say that that person is lazy, because as it's saying, you're working really hard. There's a comment that says, too many of us are very comfortable with our position, so no need to do more. And I totally agree with you. There are a lot of us that say, I am only doing this because this is what I want to do. And whatever else comes through, it doesn't make a difference because this is what we want to do. So as the point was made, so there's no need to do more than what I am doing right now. So if I do not succeed later on in life, I have no one to blame but me. So this is why we're talking about it this morning, about laziness, because we cannot be sitting here and saying that we want to do this and not doing it. Good morning to you, Jester, and how are you?
Claire, pleasant morning to you, and let me first take the opportunity to apologize to our listeners and viewers out there, for the unexpectancy that popped up on me this morning. Hence I'm late. But at the same time, let me say a pleasant morning to them as well. So I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. So, good morning to you, Gloria Franco. Thank you so much for checking in. So we're talking about laziness this morning, as you know. And what I just read here, and I want your take on it. It says, you can't be lazy. You shouldn't be lazy. You have things to do, responsibilities, and all of that. And a lot of that just comes from the social construct of our work ethic. America is a land of opportunity. So if you are not succeeding, you must be lazy and not working hard enough, which is an attitude that completely ignores the randomness of success. Would you say that is part of that's being lazy? If you're working hard?
Well, I think laziness, I believe some negative traits do go along with it. I definitely believe that. For example, I always believe, and I remember back then, living with Nico. Nico used to always say, grandmother used to say, a lazy person must be a nasty person.
Mm-hmm. we all hear that. We all grow up under that.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe there are some negative traits that goes along with being a lazy person. A lazy person wouldn't be an ambitious person. They wouldn't look to make certain strides in life. To me, these are the kind of things that goes along with somebody being just naturally lazy.
Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it is saying that the person is working hard, but they're still not getting the success that they desire or deserve. So we cannot say that person is lazy, can we?
No,
because that person is working hard.
Yeah.
So,
maybe they need to be a bit more strategic. So success comes with certain strategies, or different methodologies of how you do things.
but you come using big words on me this morning.
I'm capable of that. I'm capable of that.
Okay. Methodology. Oh, you got it? Methodology? Methodology. Well, look at that. So it also says hard work can make you more likely to succeed. However, there are still plenty of people out there who will break their backs in hard labor and never experience success in the way it is marketed to be. And that is quite true.
Yeah, I agree.
Quite true.
I agree.
Because you know of people, and I know of people that you see them, they're slaving like, anything. And you say to them, you say to yourself, that person has worked so hard in their life. They've always been working and they have nothing to show for what it is that they do. So is it because, as you said, they do not strategize their working ethics? Or is it that success is really not, is it evading them on a regular basis?
Because that might be the thing. Somebody might be a hard worker and earning, but they don't have the strength of handling finances or how to invest within themselves, and they rely still on themselves. So that's why they probably don't make the strides that they really should be making. So in terms like that, if they get somebody that is good enough to help them along that way, then they probably could kind of reap the benefits that they should be reaping, and the achievements should be greater.
Jester, you said something about some people might be working really, really hard and they just don't see. Um, there are a lot of people that they have good jobs, eh? They make really good money. They're working the six figures. But somewhere along the line, at the end of their lifetime, at the end of their retirement date or retired life or whatever, they still have nothing to show for it. Why do you think that is?
Well, Claire, it's what you do with the money too, it's what you do with the money, because you have some people that might be working for $5,000 a month, and there are some that work for, let's say, $3,000 a month, and then sometimes after a long while you will realize that the person that worked for $3,000 are becoming a better position than those that were working for the $5,000 per month, and it all has to do as to how you use the dollar.
I've seen people when I was in Canada working they make a lot of money, Jester. But they were of the notion. Let me tell you, in 1986 when I went to Canada, you could have leave a job today and get one tomorrow. It was like you had it.
You had choices.
You had choices. After a while, the job market started to shrink.
Yeah.
You had to, you have a job, you hold on to it for dear life because you're not sure of getting another one if you leave that one. But there are people that are of the notion that the job is always going to be there and they're always going to be making money. And when they get that rude awakening, it was too late because they had no qualms about spending and spending and spending all that they make without saving anything. And at the end of the day, they end up with nothing. Some of them end up homeless on the street and all kinds of things because they never save for the rainy day as our grandparents taught us to do. So a lot of the things you use, a lot of people work hard, and a lot of us see people working really hard. But then you ask at the end of the day, what happened to them? Because they're working hard, they're getting paid. They weren't working for thanks, but they had nothing to show for themselves at the end of it all. So working hard does not equate to success, does it?
That's it. Or I should say, certain achievements.
It does not.
Because at the end of the day, success is being measured by achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why we're talking about laziness, because there are people that work hard, they are not lazy, but then they still end up on the side making people believe that, well, you didn't do anything in your life, you are a lazy person. And there are those that are really lazy. They make laziness a profession. They do nothing, they mooch off people and do all they beg, they thief, they do all kinds of things because they refuse to get up and, use that unit of force that they call work to make themselves better. So we call these are the lazy people. So how can you stop being lazy? The first point is like accept yourself for what you are. The word lazy has negative connotations. There is no real way around that. It is the most common way that the word is used. But you're allowed to be a person who doesn't always want to do stuff constantly. That may be an active choice, or it might be something imposed on you from an external factor. Whatever the reason, it is important to be kind and compassionate with yourself. Clearly, you care about your motivation and ability to get things done. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here reading this article. You wouldn't be out hunting for knowledge on being more productive and getting more done. People will often use metaphors like, you don't have to be working all the time. You're not a machine, which isn't really correct. Anyone who worked with machines knows that machines don't work all the time either. They do break down. They regularly go down for maintenance. Otherwise, they break and need fixing. And much like a machine, you can't be productive at all the time. Avoiding calling yourself lazy. Avoid calling yourself lazy. Avoid shaming yourself. Putting negative thoughts into your head will make the situation harder on yourself than it needs to be. So there are times that you call yourself lazy. Yes, Jester?
Or sometimes you might feel a bit lazy.
Right.
Certain feeling like you're accustomed to doing something, but sometimes the mood, it's not in the mood. And
Okay.
so you have that little feeling do creep in at
And I'm feeling
times
lazy
from your
today. I don't feel
routine
like
way
doing
of doing
anything.
something. Yeah,
Right.
that might creep in at some point. But Claire, let me just make a point here. I believe in today's world, in our society today, our parents, right, do have a lot in helping culture our children into laziness.
Amen.
I'm saying that without no apology. And they probably believe that they love their child so much that they the children, some of them take the breakfast and go in the room, they
The
eat the
plates stay
breakfast
there.
there, they pack the dirty thing right there, they on the gadgets, and they still come back and they may serve them there and then still come back and pick it up there. No, 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 no.
Could we have done that in our days?
What? You're
Well, as a matter of fact,
joking.
we didn't have room to go in on it.
As a
Okay?
ma-
We didn't have room to say by ourselves to go there and
Are you
eat.
kidding me?
No, we are raising a nation of lazy
Of
people,
course,
and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, as you say. A lot of us, a lot of parents, the younger generation of parents are doing that to their children. And when they reach a certain age and they want them to start washing dishes and sweeping this and all that, and they're not doing it, you say, oh, you're lazy, good for nothing. But you're the one that instigated the laziness in them from the beginning.
And Claire, here usually what end up being the end result, because they don't remain at one stage in their life. They do grow up, get big, become an adult, and after they have to take on certain responsibility. And guess what? Some of them suffer.
Yes.
Because you did not culture them into that. You understand? So they have to stick to all kind of conditions that in deep down inside they prefer to have not been in, but they have to stick it because they never was cultured into doing certain basic domestic things.
Listen.
And that is dangerous.
I am sure, Jester, that when you were growing up, before you go to school, if you had a sheep, you had to go put that sheep out in pasture. Goat. Let me tell you, we had to sweep in the dark, Sweeping house in the dark. We had to go sweep the yard in the dark. Well, you have to take water because most of us didn't have a bathroom and so that you had to go get water to bathe and to do everything. You did everything.
The amount of that grass and thing I cut
exactly. And it made you into a better person. It made all of us into better people. All generation. Mind you, there's still some of us that are lazy and not doing anything. But the majority of us turned out to be okay because, as you say, we were cultured to do these things. Here are two comments. One says, if we can motivate people to be hungry for what they want, too many of us are submerged in self-pity, excuses, and culture of a blame game. We have to recognize the power of our energy and the value of our investments. And that is true. A lot of us sit there and we wait for things to happen to us. We do not make things happen.
Yeah, that's true too.
Another
Been laid
comment
back.
says, yes, children should be given age appropriate chores. And that is true. We
Yeah.
all had it.
Yeah.
When we come from school, the cook and so all the dishes waiting for us when we come from school to have to wash it. And it was, if it's two of us, I wash today, my cousin wash tomorrow. If you wash, it's like you had chores to do and you couldn't say choops and go and not do it because you lose your teeth.
Well, listen, when I was growing up with my granny, right, because I went to live in Mount Craven at age 4 from Shantima with my granduncle and his wife. And then he died when maybe about 9, 8, 9, somewhere there about. So it was just she and I. And she taught me to put my hands in the water early, my little stuff and them. See
To
me.
wash, yeah, they
Yeah.
can't make it trying to make noise.
And then afterwards, when she passed on, and eventually I started living by CJ, and by CJ was only boys. So everybody had to wash the clothes, and I was
iron and
very much
everything.
capable of doing that, despite I was the youngest among them. But because I was cultured into it very early, and it was such a pleasure to just wash your clothes, put them out on the line, and to pick up your dry, clean clothes. Oh my gosh, that feeling was good, Claire.
Yes, and today you still do that. If
You know what I'm saying?
if you're staying by yourself, you have no qualms.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's amazing, because I look at some children, as one man says, they have snowflakes, they have bran flakes, they have corn flakes, they have everything, and they're still saying they have nothing to eat because of the culture that we grew them up into want everything or have everything and not want anything at all. As you say, we feed them, they take the plate and the thing and they go inside the room and they eat. And sometimes you're looking for dishes and you can't find it because it's in your child room under the bed or wherever it is that they feel that I don't have to pick it up. If she wants it or he wants it, come and get it inside my room. Then you get it, you have to put it to soak in bleach and so because whatever creatures that run on it while you leave pieces of food on it. There's no way, just I cannot see myself living in my place with my children and they're doing this.
They're coming out from school, they're dropping their clothes right in the middle of the living room, they're dropping their shoes, right?
And you cannot tell them anything because you did not train them to pick it up after themselves.
My gosh, that going on in a lot of homes.
A lot.
Quite a lot of homes.
And then sometimes you go, and these are the parents that feel ashamed when somebody just appear on them to just make a visit. Because the place is like a tornado passed through there and everything is all over the place. They didn't have time to push it in a corner to do anything. And that is past, I don't know, that is not saying that, okay, today I don't feel like doing this, This is down class and high class laziness, Jester.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parents cause their children to be lazy because they themselves are lazy. They sit on the phone or in front of TV. And let me tell you, social media has made it in a way that you become a slave to these things.
Yeah.
You can spend hours scrolling on your phone. You don't even know what you're scrolling for. Everything that passes, you look at it. We are going to get there. But the form of laziness that we're talking about today is like, it's an epidemic. Let me put it that way. It is an epidemic because children, you ask a child to go outside and pick up the clothes that they are wearing, and they hem and they ha and they hem and they ha, and the parents might have to pick up something and give them a blow and tell them go pick it up because they would not. And this is the thing, when you train your children in that form, you have no one to blame but yourself. And
definitely.
myself.
I mean, the thing is, what I can say for me, I was very much happy in my upbringing, especially like through my teenage years, living with CJ. Which is now I really get to hit to iron, and maybe because I did so much ironing. I remember CJ. Remember living by CJ, we used to have to iron his clothes for work by tons. The big short jack and all kind of thing.
Yes.
I used to iron everything, with everything. Apart from that, again, too, as boys alone in the home, CJ used to have, these big dignitary friends, because, he ended up in the highest position. He retired as a cabinet secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And so all people like Paul Schoon and some them people are will be coming through. And one I must call Clement John name, Jacob. He was good in that kitchen.
And
boy, I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah, we used to handle all these things.
But his stepmother was in the home economics thing, and she used to get us to come and bake Miss Phyllis.
Yeah.
Phyllis used to have us baking, and I think that's why I like to cook and bake because that was ingrained in me in home economics when we were going to school there. So the thing is, a lot of parents these days, I was sticking on this. A lot of parents these days do not teach their children how to do anything, Jester.
That's the thing, they love them so much. And
that is misguided love. That is misguided love.
Yeah, that was sudden.
Because when they end up with a husband, a boyfriend, or something, and they cannot burn water, as they say, they're ending up leaving, they're making them go. Because he says, okay, if I could do that for myself, I don't need you to come and hold my space and so doing nothing. You gotta go. So a lot of parents think that they're doing good to their children by doing everything for them under the sun and not teaching them to do anything else, thinking that they're going to be staying home for the rest of their life. No, they're not. They got to go at some point, and they got to learn to cook. I'm telling you, my daughter and son, they could burn water.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hold their hands and say, come on, I'm teaching you to do this. They wrong me and they see what I do, and when they ask, Mom, how did you do that? I tell them whatever. They may not want to cook while I'm there because I'm there, but I know they won't starve.
Exactly.
I know that for a fact. They won't starve. They could do their laundry, they could clean, they could do whatever. But because I taught them as a way not to micromanage them to do the thing, but they ask questions, and I wouldn't say, oh, get out of the kitchen and you're not supposed to be there. And this is something, Jester, that a lot of us, when we were growing up to, a lot of parents did not give their children the opportunity to get to know how to cook and so properly. Because when a child asks, oh, can I come and help you bake? No, I don't want to, because it was all about cleanliness and not thinking that that child could end up to be a chef or anything later on in their life because you did, if you had given them the opportunity. But because you say, oh, I don't want you in the kitchen, get away, that child lose the hope of doing anything like that.
And the next thing to Claire, back then, a lot of the homeowners, or the parents, I should say, really, the parents, especially the mothers, they used to place more emphasis on the young daughters getting to know how to handle things in the kitchen, and they never see the use of trying to instill it in the boys as well. But if you don't do it with the boys, they could suffer later on too.
Of course, because if they find a wife that don't want to cook, that's it. Don't get your dinner, as they say. Yes. But let me tell you, I think in my family, every man, woman, and child knew how to cook, iron, and wash, and do everything. We were well groomed in areas like that. Our grandmother, let me tell you, she never used to let us squawk without anything. So in a way, and believe me, I used to be upset a lot of the times when I have to do this and do that. And I'm like, why do I have to do this, and why do today? I cannot complain because I could handle me.
Yeah, I don't think no woman can really make that kind of style on me in such a way that I go suffer. No, that ain't happening.
Oh, I know you came in late, but you have to say good morning to a few people. Say to them before we continue. Like Kathy, like Justin Tuffman, like Michelle, like Godchild, like who else? Who again?
Well, to all the names you call a special good morning, because the names have already been mentioned.
Yes.
Yes, and sorry again for being late, man. Yes. It's, being late is something. So it's not, but sometimes you say what,
Yeah.
Anyhow.
So the next point, it says, understand why you are not motivated. So sometimes you have stuff to do, Jester, and you know it has to be done, but you're not motivated to do it. I'll give you an example. A few weeks ago, every time you hear me saying that just have to clean the windows and have to clean the windows, and week after week I have to clean the windows and I have to clean the windows. I size up to clean the windows and I can't clean the windows. I'm watching the windows. So the first thing I did, I've got blinds, those blinds. Yeah. So it's not cutting that I could just take them. I have blinds. So I have to clean the blinds first. Then after the blinds, I said, oh gosh, the blind done. Then I have to go through the groove of the window because a lot of dead insects and so. And then when I finished this, it was the windows. And I've got a lot of windows. So I'm like, I don't want to do the window because I'm watching my fingers and they all start to look like, I can't touch anybody intimately with that hand. because you're looking really bad. So I just got up one morning and I just said, this is the day for windows. And I cleaned the window. And after that, I felt really good because the chore is done. But I had to motivate myself to clean, to get up and clean that window, because me sitting there watching the window, I'm like, and I know the amount of work I have to do to get that windows clean. So I had to motivate myself. And this is why he's saying, understand why you're not motivated and hear why you're not motivated. Can you identify why you're not motivated? Why do you feel you're lazy? Identifying the why will let you find solutions to the problem that may not be as simple as just not wanting to work. Consider questions like, how often do you get breaks? Are you working all the time? Do you have the energy to do the things that you're going to do? Do you get good sleep? Do you have a good diet? Is your body and brain getting the right nutrients they need to help keep you motivated and energetic? Is it a mental health concern? Do you find yourself overwhelmed constantly? Do you feel hopeless or apathetic? Do you feel like nothing matters? Do you feel like there are too many decisions to make? All of these things may point to medical reasons for your lack of motivation and desire. If you can't pinpoint a reason, it is a good idea to talk to a mental health professional about it. They may be able to help you hone in on the reason. So, a lot of the things that we cannot get ourselves to get up and do doesn't really mean that we are lazy, Jester. Something
Especially
is
if
holding us
you are
back.
accustomed to doing it already, you're still in that sort of routine doing it.
So something is holding you back. So here the questions ask, do you take breaks? Because sometimes you get up and you start to do things and you wouldn't eat until you're finished, because you once you take a break to eat, that's it. You're not feeling motivated to go again because your blood's not going up to your brain to make you get that motivation again to go and continue doing whatever it is. Do you get energy to do anything? Do you get enough sleep? And sleep is a big factor on getting you to get up and be motivated to do stuff. Because if you do not have a good night's sleep, Jester, you feel like a zombie, you feel lethargic, you feel, oh, I can't do anything. Yes, you can't do anything. So all of these things will help you to figure out if this is what it is, or if it's something mentally that you're going through. If are you depressed or whatever it is, or do you feel that there are too many decisions to make on the chores that you have to do? They're advising that you check with a mental health person to pinpoint one of the things or any of these things that is causing you to be in the situation that you're in, that you're not motivated to do whatever it is. The next thing they're saying is to develop better habits. And I firmly believe that if you develop habits to do things that you want to do, Jester, you will be successful at doing it. Because you cannot just sit on the back burner all the time and say, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I need to do that. But you're not creating a space for you to get up and do the things that what you're planning to do or wanting to do. So it says people are creatures of habit. As you say, you take away the H, you have a bit. You take away the A, you have bit. You take away the B, and you still have the habit.
You're still left with it.
Yes, you still have the habit. So if you want to create better, to motivate yourself to not be lazy, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of the whole habit and create better ones. The lazy habit and create motivational habits. So it says people are creatures of habit. Sometimes laziness and a lack of motivation can be rooted in our regular habits. And that is true. For example, let's say you work from home. Every day about 2 p.m., you decide to take a nap for your lunch break. Your body and brain will get accustomed to having that nap every day.
Yeah.
So when it gets to be about 1:45, your brain and your body are telling you that it's about time for sleep. They will start slowing down and preparing to rest. On the other hand, maybe you just don't have much to do. Maybe you are at a place in your life where you're not really working. There's not a whole lot of to do around the house, and you're just spending a lot of time lounging. There's nothing wrong with taking some time off for yourself. But it is a lot harder to get going again when you're off a schedule and need to get back on it. Make productivity into a habit. Get some things done, and it will be easier to grow your motivation. Isn't that true?
Of course.
Because if you're always sitting there and you're not motivated to do anything whatsoever, nothing is going to happen. And that's why our grandparents and always say, a lazy person is
a lazy person is a nasty person.
and it says cleanliness is near
Yes,
to
to godliness.
godliness. So if you're lazy, obviously, your place is going to start looking filthy. And if you're not cleaning it, then look, I'm not here to slam anybody or anything. But Jester, there's some places that you go and you see some people's home and I cringe,
Yeah.
because I'm like, huh? You have things all over the place. You can't find it in yourself to just do a little bit of tidying or cleaning. And for me, I'm not eating from those people. I'm telling you straight up.
Well,
I'm not.
Especially, well, if it's a complete home, what I'm saying, like if it's, I expect to see in a home if like construction is going on, things may tend
There's
to
a difference.
yeah, but if you have your well finished home and it's like what you're describing, then it's a different thing altogether.
Because I can't, unless, and let me make the point, unless you are really in a mental state that you cannot function and think you let these things happen around you. And it's not something that you can see that is taking place. It's just that you're living your life like on a daily basis, do not care, or you don't have no motivation to do anything to pick up things after you or to and let me tell you, there's a way that you can do this to not to have your place looking untidy. When you remove something from somewhere, put it back.
That's a killer one for me. Trust
Put it back. Because you remove it from somewhere, it wasn't all over the place, helter skelter. And if you put it back, you would not have things strewn all over the place. But when you take it out and you just drop it wherever, that's where it becomes nasty.
Yeah, that's that. I don't know, boy. It's my debt to have my things where I have it, and you somebody may go to use it, fine. But oh my, for heaven's sake, just put it back now. How difficult that is to do. Just to put it back where you get it.
It is difficult for a lot of people because it is not going back. And this is what, and the thing is, they do it because they know there's somebody behind that is going to pick it up and put it right back where it stays.
And Clever, listen, the funny thing about me, right? If I accustom having my thing right here at this point, at the base of the microphone I'm speaking from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been moved maybe just about 2 feet away, I still wouldn't see 2 feet where it is, I wouldn't. Because I saw a cost, I know that's where it's supposed to be. And it'll be difficult to see. And sometimes, yeah.
For no reason whatsoever, you think. I am, listen, you're preaching to the choir here. Because I am the same. I leave lonesome. I'm not living alone, I leave lonesome. And if I leave a pot in the sink, I expect to come back and meet that pot in the sink, yeah? Because I left it there. But if I'm staying here with someone and I didn't leave a pot in the sink, I left my sink clean, dry, and shiny, and I come back and I meet a pot, World War III started, right? I'm telling you straight up, World War III is about to start because this is not how I left it. I want to come back and meet the sink clean or whatever. If you cook and you throw things on the kitchen floor, broom, mop, do something with it. Don't let me come back and meet it in a state that I didn't leave it. But if I leave it in a mess and I open that door, I don't expect a magic wand to just flash and say, okay, when you go in your kitchen, it's going to be clean because I left it in a mess. So we have to, and this is respecting somebody's boundary, really and truly. It's respecting somebody's boundary because if you're going to take the thing that is not yours and use it, and you do not put it back where you find it, and I come and I meet it somewhere, you are invading on my domain. Don't do that.
Sure. Sure, right.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So the next thing is that to work on small things. And there are little things that we can work on to just make the things a little bit different for us or a little less difficult for us. It says, do you have grand plans? You and I may have grand plans, but not everyone does. That's okay if you don't. Some people don't dream big or have major goals that they strive for. The reasons can be anything from mental health to just being satisfied with the smaller things in life. And that's where that comment came in. It says we have to recognize the power of our energy and the value of our investments because it says too many of us are submerged in self pity, excuses, and culture to blame and the blame game. So we do not put ourselves out to be anything different than what we are. So it says work on small things. So it says the interesting thing about small things in life is that all of the bigger things are just a composition of that small
Small
thing.
thing.
For example, many smaller moving pieces go into earning a degree. You have to apply for the school, maybe relocate, attend and pass classes, study, do projects, and much more. So you didn't just get a degree by just getting up and get the degree. You have to put all these small things
There's a
into
process.
working to, yes. So,
Excuse me.
so these are the small things that you have to work on. That's why I say work on small things. Small things can help provide you with the motivation when you're feeling blasé about your life. And blasé means unimpressed or indifferent to something because one has experienced or seen it so often before. So you don't even care about it anymore. So accomplishing smaller goals usually activates the brain reward circuits, providing dopamine and endorphin boost as a reward for doing well. Use that to get yourself moving toward the thing that you want to accomplish. So there are little things, as I said, small things that we can work on to achieve the bigger things in life. And I believe that. So let's say you want to play football, Jester, but you do not you kicking ball barefoot for the whole time. But everybody know and they see the potential in you that you might turn into a decent or really, really good soccer player or football player. What is the next thing, the thing that you think that will happen to you to be better at it? You are kicking
Well, of
barefoot.
course, obviously, you have to invest in our boots. Our boots have to be invested in you.
Exactly. Exactly. So either the boots invested in you or you invested in you.
Somebody might
So
give you
yes.
see your potential and give you a boots.
So you start off small. You
Yeah.
start kicking barefoot
Yeah.
because that is what you have. But somebody invest in a football. How do you call it? Clicks. What do you call
Yeah,
it?
football boots.
And what they have under
maybe.
the thing they have under this
Oh, the pegs.
the pegs.
Yeah.
Somebody you walk kicking barefoot on your page 9 as they say. And somebody bought you a football boots. Now the potential is that you're going to be better at kicking the ball now because you have padding on your foot, on your toes, on your ankles, on your heel, everywhere, so that you're going to be a better football player. Now you get the boots, and you come into the park now with just a raggedy pants and a vest. Yes, the boots is there, and everybody see that. Okay, he's doing it. What is the next thing that comes to you now?
To have decent clothes now. The clothing up, the appropriate clothing.
The proper apparel, right?
Yeah.
So now, when you see yourself, you get a boots from kicking barefoot. You get a boots. You get a proper apparel with your number and
Yeah.
your name on it. What does that do for you?
That will motivate you to do better, actually, and to strive for higher things.
And these are the small things that happen so that we can do better, work on small things. And then later on, you made the Grenada team, right?
Yeah.
That's the small things that you work on, and you're an international player. It didn't just come like that, right?
Of course
You
not.
started kicking ball in the park there. You barefoot.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah.
So these are the things that saying work on small things. You don't just come boom like that.
No.
You have to start small, as they say. You got to creep before you walk. So you still work on the small things, and then you can manage to get into the big things.
But
Yes.
you know, a lot of the young players nowadays,
They
you know,
have
they are
boots.
very, very fortunate in getting gears.
Yes, because people sponsor
Quality
them.
gears too.
Yes, yes.
In my time, you know, back then, growing up, when the when I be on my first boots, I was really a serious adult already. You know, that's when I started walking and everything.
Yes, but it was still a process because you work towards getting that, right?
I mean,
Because you tell yourself, hey, I'm playing football. I don't want to get injured with a boot, so you work towards getting the boot. So you have to work and save that money to buy that boot.
the
That
struggle
was a small.
was real back then.
The struggle was
It was
real.
real, yeah.
Yes. So here's the point. I like things in their place, but I've learned that sometimes when someone puts it out of place, instead of cleaning up after them, you have to leave it so that the person will realize what they did. Honey, that might be true. But some of them never realize that they move your stuff and they have to put it back into place.
Mhm.
If that person is conscious that they move something and it's sitting there forever, they say, oh, I moved that thing since last week. I'm sure Claire sees it. How come she didn't put it back? So in their conscience, they know that they move it and I didn't touch it to put it back. So they will put it back. But there's some of them that leave it right there until they need it again and they go back and take it there. So it has to be a conscience thing, a conscious thing that you could do that.
But the funny thing is, Claire, which is I believe it's true, and I'm saying it happened. If somebody is not practical as to where they place certain things, you know, they don't remember where anything is. They don't remember. They would not be able to find it easily. That's one of the things that
Organization is
results.
what caused that.
Yeah,
You
I'm
got to be
telling
an
you.
organized person
Yeah.
for this to happen.
And when they want it now, they have to be searching all over the place.
And then they make a royal mess then. Because everything is
Yeah.
over then and you have to go back and fix it and all kinds of things. But if you put it in the right place and know where it is, you can just go and shut your hand and get
Yeah,
it.
that's why I just get mad when I see how many things we have it and I go to get it and I can't find it. No, I'm telling you, I'm saying.
I know you always
No,
tell me
I'm
that.
telling you
Yes.
serious.
I understand what you're talking about. So use time management technique, and that is something, time management. So for us not to be lazy in our lives with the things that we do, and these tips that we're talking about here, Jester, is things that can actually get us to be better at not being lazy or motivating ourselves to be better people. It says time management techniques can be an excellent way to combat laziness that is the result of feeling overwhelmed. Of course, many people don't do well when they have a massive project hanging over their head that is absolutely going to need several hours to complete. But man, where do you start? The Pomodoro techniques is a common time management technique that can help you make the most of your time. It's simple. You work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This cycle is called a Pomodoro. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break of about 15 to 20 minutes. So this is how you manage your time, Jester. So let me finish. So managing your time this way helps break the day up, keeping your mind fresh and motivated. You don't want to spend all day staring at a computer screen, burning 3 hours just to try to get things done. That just leaves you exhausted and spent at the end of the day. So instead, you're creating space within your day to work and not work. You're creating habits and routines that will give you a brain downtime when you need to rest. It's common to use a timer with this technique so you don't distract yourself with keeping time all day. Set the timer for 25 minutes. Work until the timer. Take a few minutes, restart the timer, and repeat. So, this is a way of saying how you can manage your time using this technique. Because there are a lot of us that when we start to walk, just so we walk right through. We don't take a break. And sometimes this causes us to make mistakes,
Yeah.
because we need to take a few minutes to just revamp ourselves, to, to just
Yeah, sometimes the brains become saturated.
yes, and you need to take a few minutes to. So they say use the Pomodoro technique that you walk for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break. That's why where we used to work in the office at 10 o'clock we take a break. We everybody up from the thing and we do a stretch session for
Yeah.
5 minutes. Then you go back to work. In the evening at 2, We get up again. This time we add music to it and we walk ourselves up. And everybody, there was no lazy person then because the endorphin is happy, happy now to be. So you do have to take a break regardless of what job that you're doing. That's why they give breaks to bus drivers, to train operators. That's why we get lunch break because you cannot go walking right through and not get a break because that's when you get burnt out.
Yeah.
So it's called, they call it what they have a name for it. The 25 to 5 or something like that. So every time you walk for 25 minutes, you take a 5 minute break. But that does not mean that when you make your break more than 5 minutes, because then you're sitting there and you're getting lazy, you would not want to get up and do what you have to do after that. So you have to really, that's what you call time management. And they are asking you to set a timer. We all have that phone in our hand these days. Set a timer on your phone for the 25 minutes. When you want to take a break, the timer goes off. So 25 minutes. After the 25 minutes, you walk for the 25, you get up, you do a stretch. And most of us that have smartwatches these days, it will tell you when to stand,
Yeah.
It tells you it's time to stand up, and I say, that's not your business. Leave me alone.
But what do you think about while walking and eating? Because some people, they prefer to just walk straight and then eat. There are some that when they eat in the process of walking, they think this nigger right is stepping and then they lose that zeal and everything. They start feeling sleepy. What's your opinion on that?
My opinion is that you take the break. That's why you have lunch break. And let me tell you, if you eat while you're walking, that's when you develop indigestion. Because when you're eating, there's a thing in 3, 4, 25. You eat 3 meals a day, you make it every 4 hours, and you take 25 minutes to digest, to eat that meal. So you're totally, your meal is digested. And most of the times, if you look at the bus drivers that we have right now, or people that sit for a long time and do not move, you watch their stomach, right?
Yeah.
Their stomach grows. They put on weight.
Yeah.
They're because they lack activity. They're inactive. So even though you're driving a bus, you too should have a lunch break. Whatever job that you're doing, you should have a break within that hours that you're working. Because that's when you get to tell your body that, hey, I am moving and you need to keep my to do my drainage, my lymphatic drainage. You got to move, otherwise you become sedentary, and you sit there, and all kinds of sickness take you because you're not moving. So when the time, if you have to eat, I'm not saying you can't have a snack while you're working.
Yeah.
You can have some grapes, you can have an apple, you can have a fruit, you can have something. You can even have a little smoothie while you're walking because it's fluid. But to have a meal, Jester, you got to move away from your desk to have a meal. You got to take that break because it is not going to be good for you. Mentally, you might think, well, I need to get this done. And if I don't get it done, nothing. But you're not doing yourself any favor. Because when you get sick and you have to leave that desk there, Jester, somebody else is going to take it until if you can get well or you can come back to work.
Yeah, well, someone going back to the bus drivers, some of them need to, because guess what will happen with some of them? That's why because they drive, they drive the bus, they ply the route, okay, they reach and the terminal, and guess what? They continue to sit
inside the bus,
behind the bus. Even if they come out to urinate, they go back, they sit
behind the wheel,
and then when the bus full and ready to leave, so they drive again, and they don't come out to take a 5 minutes to stretch or to,
Maybe they should start an exercise class of bus driver on the terminal,
Yeah.
just to stretch. And just a lot of us think that, we have to do a lot to make ourselves healthy. 5 minutes alone of anything that you do could start your movement, just 5.
I think people have to be kind of conscious of the body and all that. I know at times I gotten certain feeling, and what I did with just right there and then, I just did some jumping jacks.
5 minutes.
Yeah, there are about
5 minutes,
10 minutes of jumping jacks right in the spot.
And you get your blood flowing, and you get everything moving.
and you start feeling
circulation is taking
yeah,
place.
yeah,
And that's
you know what I'm saying.
we have to be conscious of our health and how our body works. Because don't tell me, sometimes, there are mornings that I don't exercise. Like I will exercise Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I normally do, when I'm home, I still do my workout in the morning. If I don't, I stretch in the morning, I do a couple things and so, because I know I'm going to the park to exercise in the evening. But after Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if I don't do anything to move, Jester, I'm feeling like a log because my body is accustomed to moving. And if I don't move, I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm home. I'm feeling funny. I'm feeling strange. So I will, when I wake up in the morning, sometimes at 3 in the morning, I'm up, I can't sleep. I walk out, I do something. I'm not telling you all my secrets here because I do something. So by the time 6 o'clock rolls around, I do a lot of things to keep my body going until 5 o'clock in the evening when I go to the park and I'm full of energy again. So we have to be cognitive. What do you call it? Cognitive of the thing that cognizant. Yeah, that's the word. We have to be cognizant of the thing that keeps us alive and breathing. And now I don't know if you notice when anything pops up on your phone. A lot of us have lymph nodes. We get cancer through the lymph nodes and everything. Yeah. And that is a reason. I'm not saying that is the be all and end all of curing it, but movement can cause it not to be sitting there. And so once you keep moving and you drain your lymphatic zones, your chances of you getting lymph node cancer, and so it's very slim.
There's a name for it.
The cancer?
Yeah, the cancer for it.
Lymph nodes. The lymph nodes cancer. Yeah. So, and it's a big thing now to keep moving. And then there are certain jumps that you can do to drain your lymphatic nodes, because you don't have to go jumping like jumping jacks and doing it. Yeah, that is movement. But there's certain moves that you can do, and that will help you to maintain the drainage and the circulation in your body. As it's always said, you could be 70 and healthy as a horse because you're moving. Movement causes circulation.
Yeah.
And laziness is what caused a lot of us to suffer from a lot of the diseases that we suffer from, because we refuse. They will tell me, oh Claire, you're always working out, you're still going to die. I am not working out because I wouldn't die. This is not my thing.
Well, we all know we have to die at some point. This is the inevitable we're talking about. So at some point in time.
We work out to stay healthy. And I said, if looking good is a bonus, I'm taking that. But my main thing for working out is to stay healthy, to keep me healthy. Good morning to my baby girl, Celia. Good morning. To say good morning to you, Jester.
Good morning to you, Celia.
Not in Hill Street, my other Celia. The one, Celia Phillip. Backstreet.
Oh.
That's Celia.
Yeah.
Yes. She always checks in, so she says good morning.
Good morning to you, Celia.
So yes, Jester. You people think that, when you're walking out and so you walking out because you're afraid to death. No, I'm not afraid of dying. But you know what I'm afraid of, Jester? Lying in my bed, suffering, when it could have been avoided.
Yeah.
Because it is proven that people that work out, take the athletes. You hear they pull their Achilles tendon today, or whatever they pull, and the doctor give them 3 months and so. In 6 weeks they are back. You know why? Because the body is used to movement, and they do their exercises and they do the thing, and they heal at a faster rate than somebody that sit down on the couch every day doing nothing but watching TV and eating potato chips and eating all the junk food, and so that causes you to cause your metabolism to be slow and everything like that.
The same Celia that just say good morning to us. I remember she used to be very disciplined in her exercise.
She used to go walking all the time. Yes.
Yes. So just, you see.
Yes, just like that. Yes. Used to go walking. I mean.
I remember.
Yeah, and it's not. And sometimes you don't just. People walk, and I see some people walk and they stroll. This is when you're strolling, it's because you're in love and you're talking stupidness and going around anything. That is stroll. That is stroll walk.
You must be walking.
When you're walking, you got a pace and walk with a purpose so that your whole body is moving. Your organs. Yes.
I just see some people say they're walking and the way they're strolling, as you say, they're strolling.
They love with themselves. They just walking.
There's a Sunday afternoon walking.
And they go, oh, I went walking. And I'm like, what walking? I see you. Sometimes I'm going in the pasture and we see, and you know I have the best view to the pasture, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes in the morning I'm looking at my window and I see somebody walking and I'm like, I want to just put a little pep in your space, in your face, Put some pep in it because you have to walk for a brisk so that your heart, your lungs, your every organ in yours is moving. And I'm saying to you people, laziness can cause you to die at an earlier age. Because if you're lazy about cleaning your house and doing everything else, you're lazy about movement also. You want to just sit. And if you're not going through some mental issues and you're just lazy for the spite of being lazy, then you're going to die early. I might die before you. But believe me, you will be right after me.
I see Fitlin Harley Douglas there. Good morning to you, Fitlin. Yes, I did pick up the thing from
Girl Fitlin, a little movie star. Yeah. So you see, these are all these things that we can do to get ourselves back from being a lazy person. And we do not have to be lazy unless we are sick medically and we cannot do anything. There are people that are in wheelchairs, Jester, and you see them exercising just the same way. You ever look at somebody in a wheelchair? Their legs might be weak, Jester, but look at the top of their body. Because they have to keep moving that wheel forward or backward. So they build muscle there. There are some of them that they go to the gym.
But there are some electronic ones now. Right?
Yes, but if you cannot afford the electronic one, you got to take the manual one and keep moving. There's some, I know a guy that is in a wheelchair, he goes to the gym. He cannot stand or anything, but he stays in his wheelchair and he pulls that bad thing. He's doing movement. So you that have your two walking legs, you look at people doing this and you have your two walking legs, do something before something do you. Really and truly, because you're saving yourself and you're keeping healthy. And to the bus drivers, as we say, yes, you're doing a service to the nation. And a great one at that most times. But think about it, Jester. You know what could happen to us if a bus driver is not doing anything and he's eating and so heart attack just take place, boom, with any of us. But the people that are sitting all the time, I know of a lot of people that the guys in the TTC that are driving and they die from heart attack because they sit in their job behind that wheel all the time. They keep putting on weight and you're putting stress on your body and all this kind of thing without moving. And at the end of the day, the air pressure high because you're eating all this. Most of them don't eat proper food. They buy junk food on the run and all this kind of thing. And that alone. And sometimes it's laziness on the part because they don't want to get up in the morning and cook some food or do something, and they don't have anybody in their life that could do that for them.
Well, I often say you got to, I consider physical as part of the diet,
Yes, it is.
You gotta get
Let's take a quick break before we continue, Jester.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1845.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
Grenada, get ready as Idol City Sports presents its 6th annual Football on the Lights competition. Roselle Plainfield in St. Patrick kicks off from Sunday, February 15 and ends on Saturday, 2nd May. Get ready for intense football competition. All teams will be able to register 20 players. Players must be in uniform and numbered. Registration fee, senior $400, under 17 enters free. Cash prizes up for grabs. First place winner in the senior category will walk away with $4,000 And the first place winner in the under 17 category walks away with $1,800. Second place, $3,000. And under 17, $1,500. Plus individual prizes. Who will dethrone the defending champion? Frenchtown Football Under the Lights. For more information, contact Redhead at 538-7509 or Philip at 406-9580. No unauthorized vending allowed. Single game will be played on Wednesdays from 6:30 p.m. and doubleheader games on the weekend.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfon and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Smart Buy.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
We are back. So, Jester, you know, a lot of us like to make excuses, when we're doing things or things don't work our way. We are at fault, but we make excuses still because excuses are a safe mode for us to get away with what we're doing. It says don't allow yourself to make excuses. We have a call coming through. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning.
I'm finding my radio host. You CJ, you like too much TV.
What I do now?
Just I do something now with that lady sitting next to you, Last week you come on the radio and you're bashing me how a narcissist or this or that. Yeah, right. Now this week you come and leave you because I like to lie down on my bed and eat popcorn and chips. I watch TV.
Well, the tips that we're telling you today is that forget about stop doing that.
I know the bed with the laptop next on me, lap and I walk in, That's the best solution to work.
Like down and pop popcorn and chips on the bed.
Yeah.
And then PJ have to go and find the bag under the bed later on.
No. I just clean up.
Oh,
one thing, I'm domestic. I'm domesticated. I just clean up.
After you
I clean up after.
Oh, that's very nice. Then you're allowed to be
just so
lazy.
you know, I woke up at 1:30 this morning. By 2:30, 2 o'clock, I'm on the road. I left Brooklyn that time. I'm in Canada right now.
Oh, you
So,
up.
Wow.
yeah. So when I reach in the house yet. I just made 2 stops. I'm heading to the house. But when I reach in now, I pull up beer. You understand?
Yes.
Turn on the TV, pull my laptop, check my client list, make sure I have no messages with my clients and everything, and just relax. Remote in one hand, the beer in the next hand. Or a matter of fact, I'm going to do. Because when I reach in the house, it's a nice peas and pumpkin pigtail soup I'm going to indulge in.
Wow.
So,
You
when I'm
make
done
me
with
feel
that
jealous
now,
about that food.
when I'm done with it,
When I
when I finish with that now, I go run it down. I go run it down with that rivers and ice water and
partner,
ice.
go right ahead and enjoy yourself. I cannot say that you're lazy.
No, because
I can't say that you're clean up for yourself and you're
But
going to
there's a lot of work right there,
Oh, yes, it
There's a lot
is.
of work, a lot of effort.
Yeah, if you did all that, we can't say you're lazy.
And you drive from New York to Toronto about 9 hours, you did well. I cannot say that you're lazy.
9 hours, I get lost. You don't take me. Listen, if I pull up at the Holland Tunnel or right in Brooklyn, if I pull up before when I leave home, that one tank of gas take me right on the border, So I'm on the border in 5 hours, 5 hours, 15 minutes, 5.5 hours to remove.
Which way do you go to? Kingston?
Why?
I'm asking.
I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm not on a scenic route.
Okay.
I just go through the Poco.
The what?
From the 81 or 86.
Okay. So
the Pocono to the 390. Yeah, I go over the mountain. I go over the mountain. Okay. So when I get the 84 where it's split to take the 690 to the 90 to go to the tour, I don't go that way.
Okay.
I stay to the left and I go into Rochester and I go into Buffalo from that on for the 200.
All right. So
in 6.5 6 hours, six and a half hours, 9 hours. Once I had to stop.
So go enjoy your pea soup with your pigtail and leave us alone. And we did not call you lazy. Goodbye.
You have some chicken foot in it there, so anytime you have some chicken foot bone, I go back up here.
Go right ahead. I'm okay, my back broad. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Enjoy. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling.
Anytime.
All right.
And this is We Noise FM.
Yes.
In the Big Apple, in Toronto at the moment.
Yeah.
When I need pigtail and pea soup and pigtail, so whatever, some chicken food and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, holiday of the is it
yesterday,
today or yesterday?
Yesterday. It was family day yesterday, the 16th. Yeah. So normally we have a holiday because all the other provinces have holidays and we didn't get them, so they create a family day for Toronto. So let's go. We're heading down. Don't make excuses for yourself. Excuses will derail your progress if you let them. You can always find a reason not to do the work, which is true. One common way for people to procrastinate is to wait for the time to be right. Well, guess what? There usually isn't a right time. You can end up with waiting for years for all the stars to align before finally doing what you know you should be doing. And the opportunity could be long gone. So don't wait and make an excuse and say you're doing it next week or the week after or every day you're making an excuse. An excuse is a flimsy reasoning not to do the work. But what about a reason? Sometimes we can't do the work because there are additional circumstances that are preventing us from acting. That's fair and reasonable. That's true. On the other hand, sometimes you do have to wait. Sometimes it's another person who isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Sometimes it is that you don't have enough information or resources to accomplish your goal. It is true. So we just can't say the procrastinating. Sometimes you have to do something and I am not giving you the resources to do it, or I'm not giving you the whatever to do it. Sometimes All kinds of things could happen. So that's not excuses. That is waiting on somebody. So that is a reasonable excuse than just making an excuse and not doing what you have
So,
to
for
do.
example, somebody cannot do a job without materials.
And that's true.
Yeah.
It says these things are fair and valid. Instead, stop making excuses that you keep from moving forward with your duties and goals. And it says after you complete, you stop making excuses and you do whatever, you could reward yourself. It says do reward yourself when you finally complete your goals. Allow yourself to sit back, revel in accomplishing your goal, and give yourself a little happiness as a reward. That might be treating yourself to something a little extra special or doing something fun that you might not normally do. A physical reward for a goal completed can help reinforce those reward circuits of the brain because you have a tangible thing to look at as a result of your work. This can be quite helpful when you're pursuing intangible or long-term goals. For example, losing weight and fixing your diet is a long-term project that will require commitment and discipline. Rewarding yourself with some better clothes as you lose weight can be a good reward. Here's not what you shouldn't do. Do try to avoid rewards that are counterproductive, though. I've been sober for 30 days. I'll drink to that. That is not a good reward. I lost 25 pounds. I'm going to sit down and eat pizza. That cannot be right because you are going counteractive to what you teach. You discipline yourself to lose the weight. You lost it. You can reward yourself. And the best way to reward yourself is by buying the new clothes that fits you to a T and you know that you're looking good. That is a great reward. But for you to go and say, I'll drink to that, no. Can you say eat pizza? No, because you're stepping right back into it. So when you're rewarding yourself, be very careful. It sounds ridiculous, but people do it all the time. Unfortunately, it is not helpful and can cause you to fall back into unhealthy habits. Good morning, Mackenzie. Hope all is well. Here's another one. Protect your personal space. You need to be the one to ensure there is a clear delineation between your work and your personal life. Mobile phones have made this much harder because so much of the world assumes that you should always be reachable. That is anxiety inducing and a gross intrusion on your personal space. Do not install work related apps on your personal devices. Do not use work devices for personal reasons. Do not work off the clock or take work calls off the clock. Take your vacation, personal and sick time if you are lucky enough to have it. Maintain separation from your work. If you must have a phone, your workplace is not providing one, go buy a burner phone from any big box retailer or one of the many conveniences and convenience stores that carry them. So it's protecting, that's your protection, your space. Because there's some company that you work for. Once you have a phone, whether it's theirs or not, they always have the thing that they could call you at any time. Don't call me. No, if it's an emergency and you have to get something and I am the one, but don't call me. Oh, we need to get this done for tomorrow. Oh, wait, I'm going to be in the office tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow morning and tell me. Do not use my personal phone for work issues. And people have to learn this because a lot of people do not have a life after work.
Yeah,
they're working
that's
right through. They have
That's
their
true.
family to look after when they come home, like they have children to do homework to. You're calling them every minute. How are they going to look after the children and look after the household? We got to learn to separate this thing. And that's why it says protect your space. And if they give you a work phone, yes, you can call me at certain time. But if I work from 9 to 5 after 5 o'clock, bar none. Don't call. You can fire me if you want for that, but you have to set your boundaries and know.
But you see, Cleto, the next thing why that does happen sometimes, some people don't believe in succession planning and they just decide to hold on to certain information and the know-how of certain things. And that is why they don't have to be bombarded so much. But if you spread the information,
To share it.
then you don't need to. Somebody else could always fall in line. And that they don't seem to understand.
But just I've been hearing, I don't know if that is true, but I've been hearing it's alleged that some of the ministries have only one person that is responsible for positive job.
Yeah, certain things, yeah.
And that person go on holiday, or that person sick, and everything on the desk stays there until they come back. What if they're dead?
This is Claire. This is just so sad in our society, man, and it always leaves a void there to be filled. And sometimes I wonder, we don't have enough of the understudy of that person to the position, and that is what creates a lot of problem in our society.
Yes, and they got to work on that.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of people that come and they want stuff done before they go back. And Jester's on holiday, so until Jester come back, I am not here until Jester come back. I got to go back because I've got a job to go to.
You go there and you hear, well, that person is not wrong, and you think, or sometimes they have to make some call to try to find them, and this thing just piss
Let
off
me
people
tell you
so much.
how did I send the jackass father on in this place here. I had an issue at one time, and they said you could go to this place and sort it out. I went to the first place. Oh, this is not where you do it. You go there. You go there. That person tell you.
I think I remember that.
Yes. Or this person tell you. You and I were there.
I know exactly.
And then I went to the third place, and then when the time I said, listen, I'm not a jackass. Don't send me anywhere further. I said, because if you all the last place I went is where they said it's supposed to be done. And they're telling me, oh no, this is. I said, well, don't send me any further because anywhere I go, they're going to tell me it's not. I said, I don't have time to waste. If you all cannot get your ducks in a row, just tell people do not come and don't put out anything that you want people to come and get done. Because I think it pisses you off royal because you have to go back to customs and you're waiting and customs closes at 4 and you're going from place to place to place to place. And if you're not mobile, then dog it to dinner. So I don't understand why. And another thing I think about again, it may be running into laziness too. But when you have people that are retiring at the age of 60 or 67, you cannot let all of them go at the same time. There are young workforce that is coming in. At least leave a few that can train these people to do the right thing and they can experience it better. So when they're into that force themselves,
the transition must be smooth.
Smooth. Then everybody gone out, and that person is there, and they're going to work. And not all of the young people that are doing it, but there are most of them that just go to get paid, to buy the car, to buy the shoes, to buy the thing, and they don't care about anything else. We got to look at things differently if we want to make progress. So this thing about me alone could do that position, no. And if you are a person that is working in an office, make yourself versatile. Learn everything that you can. So if Jester didn't come to work today, I can step in and help the person. Exactly. I may not be able to do everything that the person does, but at least I can step in and help you with something, answer some question, or send you somewhere where I know you're going to get help instead of sending the jackass further on. So improve your sleep. And the thing is, sleep now, Jester. We all need it. And like we said before, if you don't sleep properly, hey, you won't perform properly. Sleep is the cornerstone of good health. Your body repairs itself and produces a lot of important chemicals when you're in the deepest reaches of sleep. However, suppose you're not sleeping consistently or regularly. In that case, your body may not have enough time to do everything it needs to do. Shallow or broken sleep can cause moodiness, depression, worsen anxiety, and deprive you of the feeling of being rested. Common ways to improve sleep hygiene include not using screens before bed, even with the blue blockers. Avoid stimulating drinks before bed and have a comfortable place to sleep. People tend to sleep better in a comfortable bed in cooler climate. Try to maintain a sleep schedule where you get the amount of sleep that leaves you rested. That's usually about 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but it can be different depending on the person. So I could maybe get 6 hours of sleep and be okay. Whereas you might need 8 or 9 hours to sleep to be okay. Improve your diet. Your diet is an important part of your motivation and energy. Food and drink are the fuel that keeps your machine running. Avoid foods that can cause you to spike and crash in energy, sugar, caffeine, high fat, and processed foods. Stay away from junk food and snacking on bad foods like potato chips, spice rum, snack cakes, and candy. We consume so much sugar that it drastically affects the way other foods taste. For example, suppose you stay away from foods with refined sugar for a couple of weeks. In that case, naturally sweet foods like fruit will taste much sweeter. Good food is necessary to keep your body running efficiently. So that again can contribute to being lazy,
Lazy.
Jester.
Yeah.
It's not that you're a lazy person, but based on what you eat,
Yeah, you
it
don't
can
have the kind
contribute
of
to
energy.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get regular exercise. Regular exercise provides a net positive effect on how much energy you have. You will find that that as you exercise, your body gets used to it and wants more activity. That energy is what you can pour into accomplishing your goals and not being lazy. Exercise is beneficial even if it's in a small amount, so long as you do it regularly. Even taking a walk and getting some sunshine for 15 minutes a day can provide a massive boost to your energy level. So, again, we say exercise. Drink more water. I cannot stress this enough. Water makes your skin really, really supple. It makes you get nice, smooth skin. So change out the sugary juices and sodas, coffees and teas, and energy drinks with good old-fashioned water. Water is just good for you. It has no calories and is used by your body to help keep everything in working order. Drink more water. Stop thinking and start doing. It's good to plan the route you want to take towards success. The problem is that too much can be a bad thing. Laziness may not be a lack of motivation or desire. Sometimes people just get too wrapped up in their own thoughts about the thing. They spend all their time thinking, planning, planning, planning more, and thinking more. This is called analysis paralysis. I like this.
Analysis
Paralysis.
paralysis.
The secret to breaking through this is to stop thinking and start doing. Make your initial plan and then start doing it. The problem with too much planning is that it assumes you can foresee every hurdle you are going to face. You won't. You don't know what you don't know. All you can do is face those unknown obstacles when you finally run into them. You have to be confident that you are smart and capable enough to find solutions to those problems when you do experience them. And you are. Live in the present. Do you live in the present? What does it mean to live in the present? It's not complicated. To live in the present means you are actively choosing what you are doing in the present moment rather than being pulled along or acting out of habit. For example, let's say you spend a lot of time on social media. You scroll and you scroll and you scroll and scroll. And the next thing you know, it's 2 hours later. Did you actively decide to scroll social media for 2 hours? Of course not. Or was it something you just mindlessly did out of habit because that's just what you're used to doing? The principle applies to many things. People waste hours mindlessly playing video games, binge watching shows, scrolling social media, or just doing nothing because that's just what they do. It may not even be bringing them pleasure, peace, or relaxation. It's just what they do. Don't be pulled along by your habits. Make active choices. And that doesn't mean that you have to completely give up on these things. Just be mindful of how you spend your time. Maybe you want to play a video game for an hour and then go out and exercise. Or maybe you put a show on in the background while you clean up your living space. Actively choose how you want to spend the precious limited time you have. You don't get more time. And that is really, really profound. We only have 24 hours in a day, Jester. We do not get any more. We could live to reach 70, 80, 90. We only have 24 hours in a day. Nothing more is added to it. So use it wisely. In conclusion, laziness is a complicated subject. It's rarely as simple as the shameful thing that is meant to be. For most people, laziness is actually just being tired of needing lifestyle changes and inability to get things done. Maybe point to a medical condition that features fatigue or tiredness for other people. Many mental illness can cause exhaustion to a point where the person struggles to function consistently. If you are affected by chronic laziness and can't seem to put a finger on why, Consult your medical professionals. It may not be as simple as, I just need to get back to work. Be kind to yourself and to others. People don't generally want to do a bad job or miss out on opportunities. Laziness is not something that most people choose. So as we started from the beginning, Jester, a lot of things, there are people that are just lazy. They just don't want to do anything because it is in their DNA. They weren't taught to do anything more than wait on somebody to do it for them. On the other hand, there are people that are going through mental situations, like they lose their job, they have a medical something or something of the sort, and it's affecting them mentally, so they cannot find it in themselves to pick up themselves, to motivate themselves to get to do things that they ought to do. So not everybody that is just outright lazy. Some things in our life causes us to be that way. And if you know someone that you know it's not lazy from the get go, and you see that person struggling, you see their place, and you know this is not who they are, step in, ask questions, get some help for them. Because sometimes they themselves do not know what is the cause of what they're going through, unless me, you, Jester, or those of us who are friends around should be able to pinpoint and tell them, hey, you need help, let me help you. Here's a comment. Managers should have the basic knowledge and ability to perform all the tasks of those who report to them. I firmly believe that. So as we are talking about in the ministries where it says that person is on holidays or they're sick and they can, if you are managing that department, you should be able to step in at any given moment, at any given time, to help someone like me or you that goes there to get things done and not have to turn back.
But for real.
It is.
For real.
So if you cannot do that, do not manage. Do not call yourself a manager.
Yeah, that statement makes so much sense, speaks so much volumes. You know? Yeah.
And it happens a lot of places, Jester. A lot of places you go and they tell you, oh, Jester is not at work today. Or Jester is sick and we don't know when is he coming back? Oh, we have no idea. And my thing is sitting on your desk and somebody else come and they pack it on top and then they pack on top and pack. And then I had the emergency and mine is the last because what comes on top. And there is a way to do that, people. Organize your stuff. If I come in to do something and you take my paperwork and then Jester goes below me. And the person that comes after Jester goes below Jester. So when you get back to working, I am at the top. You start from what was at the bottom, has to be on top and start working. You cannot take those that just come and start working on it. And mine that is in there for a month is getting left behind. We got some ways to figure out how to deal with it and get things done. And if you're not a lazy person, you will motivate yourself to get there, to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing. So let me say thank you so very much to all of you. We got a call today. Yes, we did. We got surprised. I'm saying that we're speaking about any lazy. Thank you so much. Lorna normally called, but she commented on the live today. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you so very much to each and everyone that checked in this morning. And no, I didn't say that you're lazy. I'm saying that there are certain things in your life that causes you to be lazy. But there are those of us that are just downright lazy. And these are tips that you can look at and work on to get back into motivation. Eat healthy, exercise, motivate yourself, set boundaries for yourself, set goals for yourself so that everybody and you and yourself could do better. Jester?
Claire, when I come to think about it, right, because most of the time a lazy person just tend to just sit around, right, just aimlessly, does nothing on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And that's one of the most difficult thing for me to, how do I something? One of the hardest thing for me to just go and sit down whole day on a block. Could you imagine me going and sit on a block whole day after day? How am I even starting to think about doing something?
I don't know how people do it. I do not know how people do it. Because let me tell you, in the little community that we live in here, anytime you pass, you will see Aggie outside. Yeah. You will see me outside. Even though we're not walking inside, we're doing something outside in the garden, the flowers that we have, we're planting stuff. And that keeps us moving.
And that is a very important point because the action of others influences you too and motivates you. to get going as well.
We start planting flowers so much that the gentleman down there would plant stuff in tires and things. And Aggie and I were talking yesterday, we'll get more tires and plant more stuff to beautify our little community, as they call us, Lancer Plains. We'll make Lancer Plains beautiful. So, I don't know how people just sit and just do nothing. But I think mentally, something is going on with them and they cannot deal with it. So this is how
I
they
believe
deal
that
with it.
is a mental.
So thank you all so much. And we have come to the end, and we'll see you next week, God's will, with another topic. And we keep saying, if you have things that you want us to talk about, send it to us and we'll do the research and we'll bring it forth. And continue to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, Olabachi, and you are welcome.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not